What's up everybody, it's Joe here with Joseph Blake Photography, and in this quick video we're going to talk more about the DJI Air 3S. We now have more information, including a new accessory that we should expect, and what the #1 feature is going to be. Hey everybody, I'm Joe. I am a portrait and adventure photographer here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is my channel, Joseph Blake Photography, where we talk about tech and news and gear and reviews and how-tos, and we go out on adventures. So if you're a content creator here on YouTube or really anywhere else in social media, or if you're delivering content to clients, or if you're just filming yourself and your favorite hobbies and adventures and activities, gear we use and the way that we use it are the types of things that we talk about on this channel. So if you're interested in that type of thing, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And if at the end of the video you think that I've done a good job, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. You can also find me on all the social media places down below and up above. Or if you're in Las Vegas and you're looking for a portrait session, you can go to my website right here and go ahead and book a session. But that's enough about me. Let's talk about this drone. So we've been talking for quite some time about the Air 3S. We now know all about the sensors. We know about the camera. We know what's new and we know what's not. But now we have just a little bit more information about a new accessory that we're going to be getting and what I think is the top line feature of this drone. And surprise, it's not a surprise. So one of the most common things that drone users like to do, especially folks who might be flying the Neo, the Mini, or the Air line, is they like to follow themselves or a subject. Maybe it's a person, maybe they're walking, running, hiking, riding a mountain bike, riding a motorcycle, maybe it's a car. I've done all of those things with my DJI drone and it really creates some awesome shots. But as we all know, DJI drones have historically not been the best at being able to just keep track of you. And sometimes they lose you behind a tree or a cloud or an invisible barrier, and you find yourself a mile down the trail and your drone is still back there. So DJI is going to be releasing with the Air 3S, the DJI RC Track, which looks like a remote control GPS system that will allow the drone not only to potentially be controlled remotely for things like record and maybe some movement, but also it will use GPS technology to be able to find you if you're behind an obstacle or in an area that it can't see you well. Now, DJI is not the first company to do this. Skydio has their Beacon Plus technology, and having a remote control is also not something that's necessarily new. Insta360 has their GPS remote, and DJI really has been working to build out a whole kind of ecosystem of accessories between the RC-N3 and RC2 controllers, the various goggles, the motion controller, right? And they want you to be able to mix and match. And the idea of having a Neo and a Mini 4 and an Air 3S and a Nevada and all of those sorts of things, like they really would like you to have a family of their products and not just pick one and stick with it, which honestly, I really do see the advantage there. And I assume that after this is released, we'll start seeing firmware updates for some of the other drones where it will probably become something that you'll be able to work into, maybe the Mini 4 Pro, maybe the Neo, the Avata 2, maybe even the Mavic 3, although maybe more likely a Mavic 4, maybe more likely a Mavic 4 type of thing. We'll see. But being able to see through things and find you is really one of the hallmark features that they're going to be pushing with this drone, especially with their next generation smart return to home features that they're going to be touting with this drone. Okay, the next thing that we've seen, and this I think is actually going to be the kind of top line feature, and I've mentioned this in many of the videos that we've done on what I think the future of DJI drones is going to look like, which is they can only push the sensors so far. They can only put bigger and bigger sensors in these cameras until every drone at every price point is rolling around with an APS-C sensor strapped to the bottom of it, and that just doesn't work. And so you can only push these sensors so much. But what you can do is improve the sensors and improve the processing of those sensors, which is why low light performance is, I think, going to be the top line feature here. The camera's being used for obstacle avoidance, but the two big upgrades that really point toward this low light performance thing for me, #1 is the LiDAR sensor, right? LiDAR is not light dependent. So it'll know in the dark if it's gonna hit a tree or a power line. At the same time, this updated sensor has considerably larger range in terms of ISO. So we're expecting this sensor to be pushed a lot further. Even though it might potentially be noisy, DJI is kind of taking the same track as Google and Apple with their imaging sensors and just seeing it as a data pipeline. And if they can just throw enough machine learning at it with processing, then it doesn't really matter. Areas that are so noisy or so dark that they can't be seen are going to get replaced potentially with generative features. Super noisy areas that get denoised so much that they have no detail will have their detail replaced. Similar to how Apple does their image pipeline by adding details back in after the fact. So their omnidirectional obstacle avoidance system is being paired with a new feature called Nightscape, which I think is just their term for, we're gonna let you fly this thing in dark environments, we're gonna jack up the ISO, and then we're just gonna smooth it out and then add the detail back in. Whether or not that's the image that was there when you flew the drone, that's a whole nother question, and I'll let the Vergecast's Nilay Patel ask, what is a photo? Regardless of where you stand on that argument, this is where the drone is going, especially in the air. So just to recap, larger sensor, the tele camera seems unchanged, except again, it'll probably get put through this pipeline of processing. And with these fisheye lenses being used to improve obstacle avoidance, combined potentially with this RC Track product, they're gonna tout active track, follow me, master shots, and all of that sort of stuff alongside the new Nightscape mode as being the main features for this product. Does that make you want to upgrade? Interesting marketing materials out for this and for what looks to be an event on the 15th, which is in about a week, calling the event Chase the View, which if you look at the imagery that they're using for that, it's obvious that it is the opening of their two lenses onto what looks to be a sensor, the new 1-inch sensor, obviously. So let me know down in the comments if this is the upgrade that you were waiting for, or you're just gonna hold on to your Air 3, or like me, hold on to your Mavic 2 Pro. But let me know down in the comments if it's gonna be something else. And if this is the kind of thing that you're into, let me know by hitting the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit like if you thought that this video was worth your time. Find me over on all the various social medias. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.